Hello everybody and welcome on board this Bayliner. It's Discovery 192 for a look around her cockpit and interior in detail to give you an idea of her layout, what things are fitted and if she might be the boat for you. So as you can see, I'm sitting in the port forward section of the cockpit looking aft. So if we just look up first, we can see we've got a lovely cockpit tent all the way over the cockpit, so that gives us the extra room in here or out here on those cold days or on those rainy days, etc. And it should normally actually feel quite warm in here even if it's cold out there. So lovely. Now both the sides roll up, so that gives you access port and starboard, and the stern section rolls up as well, so you can roll one or all of those up, any combination you like, to allow you to get it in and out of the boat, or to allow or to control the amount of air flowing through the boat. And that goes hand in hand with the front section of this spray hood part of the enclosure, which allows air to come in from the front, so you can really have the wind whistling through your hair if you like. And it does look in nice condition. There's one or two minor repairs to be done, but I think that there are a few seasons left in that. And also a note that it does give us good all-round view, so brilliant for watch keeping at sea. Rule 5 of those all-important coal regs. But let's look down a little bit inside the cockpit itself. As you can see, at the back we have a port seat, we have a starboard seat. These both lift out of the way, gives us a nice little locker behind there with a battery in, and a nice locker behind that seat as well with a battery in. Bit more room for other bits and pieces. We have stereo speakers port and starboard, and you'll notice we have binnacles port and starboard as well for stories, for rods, for all those bits and pieces that you need to see. On the engine casing, you can see we've got a couple of nice cup holders there. We've got somewhere to stick an extinguisher if you want to, and we've also got a cushion on top to sit on there if you'd like. And if you want to, we can lift it up here. Nice one-handed operation, and that gives us access to the 4.3 Mercruiser sitting nice and happily in there. Nice engine bay. There's a little bit of corrosion on the engine casings, etc., but I'd let an engineer assess that. We have got an auto extinguisher hiding at the top there. We have access to the starboard battery down there as well. In fact, the port and starboard cockpit cupboards actually give us access to the port and starboard inside of the engine compartment. Looks like we have a nice little anti-condensation heater down there, which is always nice to see in an engine space. And generally speaking, sitting in there safe and sound, and away from the weather, which is great. So we'll just lower that down again. So nice and easy, single-handed. Just looking down at the deck, you can see that the deck is textured. We do have carpets, which should probably cover most of this deck. They're inside the saloon at the moment. We'll see those shortly, and they look in reasonable condition to me. If we just lift the floor up, we can see that we've got a nice piece of stowage underneath there. Very nice indeed, nice and easy to get at. And if I just turn round, we can see in the forward part of the saloon, or the cockpit, we've got another deep binnacle there. So lots of storage for your crates of Coca-Cola, etc., etc. And if I just move back slightly, and we'll focus on the forward part of the saloon, so we've got plenty of room to walk forwards and backwards, which is lovely. We've got a set of seats port, we have a set of seats starboard. Now these are really easy to configure. We pull these down. I won't do it one-handed, but these pull down and lay flat to give you a nice sunbed to the port side, and also a nice sunbed to the starboard side when the helm isn't actually using or driving the boat, which is great. So we can sit and relax in the sun. We've got handles here, so that's something to hang on to whilst we're having those high-speed japes and jinks. And if we just move forwards, we can see we have another handle here, so always good to have something to hang on to on boats like this. Moving forwards to the helm position, you can see a little bit of repair needed on the helm seat there, but to the starboard side we've got the throttle, we've got the wheel there right in front of you. Great view from the front and the side, and a good view from the rear, as I mentioned before. We have wheel steering, obviously. We have a stereo nestled down here, another stereo speaker here, and a nice binnacle for your feet to stick out into, always handy. And on the engine console, on the helm console, you can see that we have voltage, engine temperature, engine speed, trim, elevation, the boat speed, engine oil pressure, and fuel tank content, etc., etc., along with a few electrical switches that do the usual. So everything you need there. And if I just look to the midship position here, you can see we have a couple of steps here leading up to the top of the console. Now this part of the windscreen folds open and back, and this part of the enclosure, as I mentioned before, rolls up and away. So you can open that up, fold it back, and that gives you good access to the forward forward deck, or the foredeck, without having to traverse along the sides, which there's not enough room for. So nice and easy, and a very conventional way of doing it too. We have a nice wide companionway here, and decent height too, so for a boat of this type, nice and easy to clamber in and out of. We've got a door here which closes. I'll just take the clip off there, and it's a very nice and easy closing affair, so that clips back out of the way. Another stereo speaker down there, and an extinguisher, so that's clipped back out of the way. And we can now take a look, or go in. Well, we'll take a look first before we go in the cabin. So there we go, there's the cabin. The upholstery looks nice all the way around. We've got a carpeted interior here. We've got a mixture of vinyl and material here, which all looks good. There's a shelf running all the way behind there, finishes at the front. And if I just hop in, there we go, nice and easy, even for a man of my age. Down here we've got plenty of foot space in the footwell, and underneath the carpets here we've got a view of the carpets. There we go. I think these will cover most of the deck in the cockpit. Underneath here we've got infills here, which I believe will make this into one big double bed down here, so it could be really, really nice and comfortable, and may well use these cushions here to form part of that. Just looking forward, you can see a tiny little cupboard up there that just gives access to the anchorage area, I believe. We've got a kind of a carpeted textured headlining here, a hatch out onto the foredeck as well, so if you need to escape, or if you just want to stick our heads out and have a look, or if you're helping with anchoring, that may well help. And then if I just turn around, you can see up here we've got access to the rear of the steering console, so electrics, etc., all sitting behind there. Underneath the seating, if I just lift up, if I can manage, we've got a lovely deep binnacle here. Here's the bilge, all nice and looks relatively dry and clean down there. And we've also got the same obviously that's the same stowage under the port and starboard cushions there. We do have stowage under the starboard cushion and under the port cushion here where I'm sitting. So all in all, feels relatively nice and clean, looks relatively nice and modern. A few little jobs need doing, but she does look like a great boat. She's very modern looking, looks great, looks I think she'd make you look good, and I think you'll probably have a lot of fun on board. So thanks for watching. This has been Tim showing you around this Bayliner Discovery 192. If you'd like any more information, just go to boatshedbrighton.com for lots more pictures, videos and virtual reality. Thanks for watching.